So Tiwa Savage is saying that when you bring Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, she is the big one. Welcome to Onekingmultimedia. This right here is no fun. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you are new, make sure that you subscribe and hit on the notification bell. And also make sure that you drop your comments, like, and share amongst your friends and loved ones. This is no formula. And as always, we bring you the latest in the world of entertainment, trending issues, social issues, and then everything else in between. Now, let's set it rolling. Today, I am talking about one of my favorite female artists from the African continent. Yes, our very own Nigerian superstar, Tiwa Savage. Her voice alone, her energy on stage, and the synergy between her and her band. And any other person that she puts on a song or has a song with, you feel it right there. And her songs are so amazing as well. Well, she has been on a media tour recently and she's been spilling the tea. And recently she found herself in an interview on The Beat 99.9 FM in Nigeria, where she was asked about the big three. You know, when you go to Nigeria, there's the 001 or something. You get it. Hey, they give them titles. It's from the fans, not any official or anything. But you bring the likes of Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, and you weigh them. You just grade them according to. You get it. People have their favorites, and the fans decide to put whoever number 1, 2, or 3. So that conversation actually popped up in that interview she went to, where it was asked that the big three or the three of these artists have long held the title of Nigerians' big three. Though recent talk suggests that adding a fourth person often mentions Tiwa and Rema and even Ashake. So in the interview, Tiwa responded boldly that when asked if she felt a part of the elite group, she said when it comes to talent for talent, mic for mic, forget the numbers and all of that. She is the big one. Yeah, that is what Tiwa is saying. Now let's have a look at the video.
Do you feel like you ought to be a part of the big three or even big four conversation, or how do you feel about that?
Don't get me started, because if we were to go talent for talent, mic for mic, I'm the big one. Sometimes I look at the charts and there's not one female. I'm not even talking about me. I'm just talking in general. You're talking from 1 to 100. Because it's not top 10. It's 1 to 100. And there's not one female.
So it looks like from what she's saying, it's based off raw talent, going mic for mic, one-on-one. Let's have the stage set, camera, light, mic, backup dancers, all of that. Let's have it set. Let's go bank for bank. Let's go mic for mic, talent for talent, and performance to performance, and take away the streaming and who has sold out which auditorium or which stadium or whatever, which arena. That is not what we are talking about. She is talking about raw talent, and that when it comes to that, she is actually numero uno. She's the big one. Forget all those boys or men. Yeah, she's the big one, and I think, she's actually right in saying that Tiwa is a very good performer. Her energy on stage, as I said earlier, is phenomenal, and her interaction with the audience, her connection with everything else on stage, those off stage. Even if you are watching it through your phone, wherever that you would be watching it from, you realize you feel the energy in there. Recently, I was watching one of her performances on an international platform, and man, the energy, the way the crowd was responding, the way she was going on and about on the stage and everything else. I mean, it actually shows that she deserves to be up there. And sometimes, to an extent, people also feel like she's quite underrated. I don't think she's underrated at all. I think she actually deserves whatever it is that she's coming. If anything, she deserves more of the recognition that she's had. And I mean, we should give props to Maven Records as well, because recently in another interview, she mentioned the fact that Maven actually shaped her so much. And of course, we cannot talk about Maven Records without mentioning the Don himself. Yes, Don Jazzy. Yeah. And the fact that even some of the songs that actually brought Tiwa Savage out, she didn't want it to come out, or she didn't want them to come out. I think the likes of Dorobuchi, she was on it, and I think it was also produced by Don Jazzy and Eminano also as well. And all these songs are hits, even though they were released way back then. We still hear them, and then we feel like, oh, this is great. The sound is still there. You can still vibe to it, regardless of the new tune or the new crop of artists or the new songs that we have in the system now. You still hear those songs and you feel like, yeah, this is a good one. It brings you all the nostalgia, all those memories and stuff during those times. So yes, I feel Tiwa actually deserves it. She deserves to be there. And I mean, while the current rankings might favor chart-topping figures, Tiwa insists that her artistry actually speaks louder than the numbers. Now, in that particular interview too, they talked about so many things. I love this so much because they also mentioned the fact that some producers think that working with a female artist is too much of a hard work. You get it? Because I think the presenter asked, it wasn't really a question, but she made a statement that the producer told her that working with a female artist is too much of a work, because you call the guys and they'll be like, you'll come to the studio at da 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 da, and then they'll be there. Which, I mean, it doesn't happen like that often. And I think it's just something that is in the industry amongst artists, regardless of the gender. So whether it's a male or a female, sometimes all of these things happen. But these producers sometimes tend to take advantage of the female artist. Yes, that is also a conversation for another day. So with that, I don't agree. So these are some of the conversations that we had during the
I was having a conversation with a producer, and he said that, female artists are not easy to work with.
Wow.
He said, and
and why is that?
He named some. Okay, so he said that with male artists, you call them to come to the studio, they'll pull up. They'll come. They're rugged, they're there.
And that's actually not true.
I know firsthand that it's not true. So I was looking at this man and I was like, really? Is that so?
Sometimes they don't show up.
Female, they don't even, they're not going to show up. But that's the story for another day.
Yeah.
He was like, but female artists, you'll try and get them to come and record. They don't want to work. They don't want to work. I said, they don't want to work.
Wow. Female artists are sitting in the studio unnoticed, in the corner, sitting there for hours. Yeah. And the only time you notice them is when they get up and you look at their,
exactly.
Whatever I can't say on radio. And, like they
I love it. It's the unity for me. You know what I would love to see? I'd love to see a day where all the girlies hop on a super dope track. Like, Lady, what's that? Lady Mama. Do
you know what? I'm
Put it together.
And I hope this goes out.
And I'm A&R'ing it. Okay, because it started right here.
There's a guy, he's amazing. He's on my team. His name is Tunde Phoenix. Shout out to Baba T. He said to me, your album is not complete until you do this. You do a record with
the girl
King Maddie. Yes. Bloody Civilian Fave. And he was like, it's not going to be complete until you do a record. And I was just like, I can't approach anybody because I'm scared of no. So, and I'm fans of them. So I don't want to send a DM and they're like,
I'll send it for you.
I haven't done that, but
I'll send it for you.
After this, I think I'm going to make that phone call.
I write it.
So yeah, that's it. So far, there hasn't really been any negative reactions from these interviews. And yes, she also spoke about her dating life. Yeah, her dating life, and how she would also want to beloved. I mean, we all know that she was once married and later on hit the rocks. It was all good, and she has a beautiful son, a handsome son, I must say. Well, the boy is still beautiful. So yeah, she has a son also, and she's doing very good for herself, and we are all happy for her. We can only wish that things get better and better. You know, right now when you go to Nigeria, all their music exports are doing so great on the global music scene. I mean, you take the guys, the females, you see Tiwa doing her thing, there's Thames, there's Ira Star, there's Jimmy Alade, there's Simi. I mean, there are legends as well there. You get it? Yes. There are so many of them doing so much for themselves and also putting the African continent out there, and of course, waving the Nigerian flag higher and proudly as they always do. Now, let me also hear from you. Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Do you agree with what Tiwa Savage is actually saying? Do you think female musicians are difficult to work with? Have you heard stories? Share with me in the comment section. Also, what do you make of the big three? Do you think she's the big one? Do you think she can actually surpass all of them if they are to go head for head, talent for talent, anytime soon? It is all good. I think these are all part of making the showbiz industry vibrant and creating all of these conversations as well. Thank you so much for joining us on No Formula. My name is SIKA, and make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Onekingmultimedia. Subscribe, click on notification bell, drop your comments, and I'll see you same time another time. Until then, I'm out.